Hello, my name is Allison Wyss, and I'm going to read a story that I wrote that is in Moon City Review 2019. I'm just going to read the beginning of it because it's too long. The story is titled Boobman. Boobman. So let's get the big question out of the way right off. I'm that guy you see riding through town on a bike, all in spandex, with a poofy blonde wig and boobs like helium balloons. That's me, Mike Chesterton. Why? Because I feel like it. It's just what I do. I'm also an electrician, the perfect job for me. I mean, it's long, impossible days, and often tedious, tracing wire to wire to wire. But there's glory in it, too. Just think, I take a dark house and light it up. Someday I'll get an emergency call in the middle of the night. Then I'll be a real hero. And in the meantime, it's good money. What does my wife think about my hobby? The boobs, the bike? She thinks I'm a little odd, but it's not a big deal to us. Patty does some strange things too, like undressing in alphabetical order, like running her flip-flops through the dishwasher. Just about every day after work, I drive to Peter Park and hide the car behind the shack that serves as public restrooms on the forgotten side of the park. Then I strap on my gear, pop the boobs into orbit with a shoulder twitch and a pelvic wiggle. The wig suctions into place, and I clamp it down with a sprinkling of bobby pins. Spandex hugs my thighs, whispers at my chest, statics up my backside. Swing the bike from the trunk and I'm off. The best part of my day. Today I'm spinning, as usual, over the winding asphalt of Peter Park, bike zipping underneath me. The wind whips and whirls at me, tugs at my extremities, tickles my torso, while the whiz of the bike twists at the pavement. Trees and flowers and mothers with strollers all warp into bright and unusual shapes. The landscape on a bike. It's open air so you can really see. Look sideways and the colors run together and smear close up. Skateboarders swoop, then stretch out backwards with my movement. The kids that chase me, running or skating or pedaling bikes, even their words spiral so I can't hear them. Faces smirk, but it's clown smiles when I pass them, harmless. Then the zips, when I get to the edge and can peek into windows of houses that butt up against the park, a fraction of a second to glimpse a slice of a person and then imagine their whole life. A woman on a couch, a man lunges toward a dog, a little boy kicks a little girl, just a flash, a slap. Maybe I didn't even see it. Far away, the perspective changes. It's still and smooth, the trees line against the horizon. The playground slide is still against the sunset, sharp and straight in its stand-up form. After a couple of circuits, it starts to get twilighty, so I pump my way back to my phone booth. Balloons in front of me, bumping up and down, one and the other. A shift in my hips and the whole pattern changes. They bump together and apart. Thighs burn, vibrations juicing through me. I swing the last swooping corner to the clearing where the restrooms sit. Today, it's like there are diamonds on the ground. The grass is like a lake when the last rays of the sun hit it, glimmering, sparkling, flashing. I'm confused. I jerk to a stop, unclip my feet from the pedals, and dismount. It's my car's windshield, shattered on the ground. Must have been those kids. Smeared over the back of the building is Boobman in neon pink spray paint. So yeah, it's those kids. The satisfaction that must come from smashing a windshield, the spark of pure joy in the thrust, the crack, the explosion of glass pebbles. The car is insured, and there's nothing inside worth stealing. I change into my day clothes, then call a tow truck and get the driver to take me home along with my bike and the gym bag of boobs and spandex and hair. I'm like a dog hanging my head out of the tow truck window, feeling the wind, watching the shapes, and remembering the boobs bouncing above my bike tires. Boobman. I like it. It's better than the other names. It's better than the queer or the freak or the sicko. I'm Boobman, like a superhero or something. My hop gets springy as I kick down from the tow truck, boobs bouncing in the gym bag on my shoulder. What happened to the car? Patty, my wife, is running water over some frozen cube steak and must have seen through the window when the truck let out. Smashed windshield. Did you hit something? Nah, it was parked behind those old bathrooms where I changed clothes. She pulls her hands up, bright pink from under the water and wipes them on a towel. Mike, who would do that? It's those kids, I think. What kids? I haven't told Patty about the way they chased me in the park, the names they scream in spray paint on the side of my changing booth. Until now, they haven't been much of a problem. And even now, I don't want to make it a big thing. Some kids hang out there, I think. I see their beer bottles and cigarette butts around. This is just where you change clothes, right? Patty is flipping the towel around in her hands. There's a tassel on the end, and she picks at it. Maybe you should change at home. Would that bother you? I've always tried to keep my boobs out of the neighborhood, so as not to embarrass my family. The kids are gone. Patty picks up the thawing meat from the sink and squeezes it in both hands. It will be safer for you to change at home. Maybe Patty's right. With the kids grown and out of the house, it's time to bring this home. What does it feel like? The wind in my bike, the orbs bouncing, the hair streaming. It's kind of like Superman, I guess, when I'm really flying. You know how you wear that little white skirt to play tennis? Or how you wrap that belt around yourself for karate class? It's the same thing with me and my boobs. Patty doesn't like to tell people what she does for a living, even though she's an accountant, a CPA. What's to be ashamed of in that? It's the quirks that make me love her so much. And Patty will slap me sometimes. That's odd, right? When she's in a particular mood. Flat, open hand in the ass or in the meaty part of my leg. She does it for the sound, she says. It does make a nice smacking, sucking, reverberating twang, but only when she places it just right. I wouldn't try to change anything about Patty. I couldn't make her better than she is. Also, it's not my place to, not my business if you really think about it. It's the next day, and I'm at the front door of a new client, one Mr. Thomas Clacken, who found my ad in the church bulletin and wants his basement wired. The door opens before I can ring the bell, and a tall man in a suit almost steps right through me. His shoulders twitch, maybe, or maybe not, it's so quick. And then he says, smooth as anything, morning, and nods at me. Mike Chesterton, I'm the electrician, I say, but he's already passing by, liquidly, with the same motion letting me in the house. Talk to my wife, he says. There's a bony, youngish woman in the front room, stooped, picking up bits of something from the carpet. She stands when she sees me, but doesn't say anything right away. Mrs. Clacken? I keep my hand in my pocket in case she doesn't want to shake it. Mike Chesterton, electrician? Yes, I'm Melanie Clacken. The woman wipes the back of her hand against her forehead, looks at something over my shoulder, and then looks at me. Hi. She smiles, but just barely. She leads me down to the basement, which is a sort of half-finished concrete floors and bare drywall slapped up in a hurry. There's a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling above a washer and dryer, and a couple of boxes in a corner, but nothing else. She takes me around the room to find the pencil marks her husband has made on the walls. The seller tried to call this a finished basement. Well, we're finishing it now. Let's see. Thomas marked it. Yes. Light switch here, and then outlet here, here, here. Her feet are bare on the concrete floor and make a horrible dry sound as she shuffles from wall to wall. Melanie Clacken seems antsy as I set to work in the basement. She climbs up and down the stairs repeatedly, runs laundry up from the machine, digs through one of the boxes, offers me glasses of water. She doesn't trust me there by myself. Eventually, she brings that same basket of laundry back downstairs and starts to fold it. I get a look at the top of her head, mostly. Her white scalp is stark where the hair parts in a jagged line. She's got on smudgy makeup and sweatpants with a drawstring cinched so tight it hurts to look at her waist and the pinch of skin poking just over when she leans to reach for a sock or whatever. Her shirt slides up her back. There's something dark there, maybe a bruise, or else a large birthmark snaking across her torso. I'm curious, if a little disgusted, so I watch her carefully out the corner of my eye. She tucks the t-shirt into the sweatpants, forces it even tighter against the drawstring. That's probably long enough. Thank you.